Dispute between industries and the Nepal Electricity Authority regarding due payment is likely to be resolved soon. Also in this edition of Kantipur News, we have updates about the wasted doses of vaccines against coronavirus, damages caused by Japan earthquake and the English Premier League. Good morning, I'm Prarambha, Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Dispute between the Nepal Electricity Authority and industries regarding payment of due fees likely to be resolved. Arrangement introduced for payment in up to 60 installments. Dialogue between the youth held at Juvenile Correctional Facility in Basta and Home Administration positive. Authority prepared to provide basic facilities. At least 13 have been killed in the powerful earthquake in Japan. Thousands living in the coastal areas spent the night in evacuation centers. And Mohamed Salah scores twice as Liverpool break down Newcastle United 4-2 to open a 3-point lead at the top of the English Premier League table. Dispute between the Nepal Electricity Authority (NEA) and the industries regarding the due payment is likely to be resolved. The NEA has made arrangement for payment of due fees for dedicated and trunk lines in a maximum of 60 installments. Yesterday evening's meeting, chaired by Minister for Energy, Water Resources and Irrigation, put forward the arrangement for payment in installments. Executive Director of the NEA, Kulman Gising, has informed that this special arrangement was made by the board. Entities receiving electricity during the period of power cuts were earlier reminded for the payment. After the protest of the businesses and industries, the electricity lines were cut from December 22. A total of 61 entities are yet to pay 22,240,000,000 rupees for using dedicated and trunk lines. Electricity lines of 23 industries yet to pay more than 50 million rupees was cut. Meanwhile, electricity line has been reconnected for Himal Iron and Steels located at Parwanipur under the Bara-Parsa Industrial Corridor after the entity began making the payment. According to the NEA, of the total 81.2 million rupees in due payment, Himal Iron has paid 2,710,000 rupees in the first installment. Youth above 18 years of age held at the Juvenile Correctional Facility in Basta have begun returning to the center after 4 days. Police has said that of the 17 who had escaped, 3 have returned on their own while search for the missing others is underway. The situation, which previously had grown intense after the youth held at the Juvenile Correctional Facility had resorted to vandalism and protests, is now becoming normal. A dialogue has been held between the youth and the Home Administration. It has been understood that the youth had demanded pure drinking water, medical treatment, entertainment, education and transport facilities. District Administration Office Bake has said that the demands are to be addressed. However, security has been intensified near the correctional facility as vandalism and clashes may erupt anytime again. The local residents were living in a state of fear after the youth who had escaped the correctional facility had entered the settlement area. Meanwhile, several youth held at the correctional facility have demanded their relocation to other places. It is now time for our segment Public Polls, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Polls.
The question is, why are problems resurfacing at the juvenile correctional facilities? Your options are A. Lack of legal clarity, B. Absence of coordination, and C. Managerial flaws. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Department of National ID and Civil Registration is assigned the responsibility of recording all details of the citizens, including their birth, death, marriage and migration. The department has been overwhelmed with tasks as it has also been assigned the responsibility of national identity, which the government made a mandatory requirement for passports. The citizens have been compelled to wait for years to receive an ID card. With the department witnessing 6 Director Generals in 5 years, the government does not seem interested in ensuring the efficiency of the entity, while the government officials do not prefer to stay long at the department. Following the establishment of the Department of National ID and Civil Registration 5 years ago, the government had begun distributing national ID cards. Service seekers reached the department in huge numbers each day after the national ID card was made a mandatory requirement for passport by the government. Despite such large numbers of service seekers reaching the department on a daily basis, the entity has not witnessed a stable leadership with 6 Director Generals in 5 years. Government officials do not prefer to stay long at the entity. They have shared grievances regarding the lack of support from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Office of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. However, the Ministry of Home Affairs has denied the lack of support. The department collects data from the local levels and district administration offices from across the country for national ID cards and distributes the document. However, the service seekers have been compelled to wait for years for it. With 14 million applications so far, only 2,444,700 cards have been printed, with only 200,000 being distributed. 4 million doses of vaccines against coronavirus in stock of the government of Nepal have expired. 4 million doses of Sinovac provided in aid by the government of China to the government of Nepal in the Nepali month of Chaitra in 2078 BS have expired. The government has not used the vaccines following the suggestion of the National Vaccine Advisory Board that it could only be used for first and second doses. As the vaccines cannot be disposed in a random manner, the Ministry of Health and Population has said suggestions are being sought from experts and a conclusion is to be reached within a week. More than 67.7 million doses of vaccines had arrived in Nepal through procurement and aid. In our public waste segment, we have asked in several provinces what should be done to make the government services technology friendly. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
प्रविधिसँग खेल्न सक्ने क्षमता भएको कर्मचारी हुन पर्यो।
सरकारले बजेट व्यवस्थापन र लोड शेडिङ रहित गरिदिनु पर्यो।
कर्मचारी सबैलाई पनि प्राविधिक सम्बन्धी ज्ञानहरु दिनु पर्यो।
प्रविधि सम्बन्धी चाहिँ तालिमहरु विभिन्न किसिमका तालिमहरु दिनु पर्यो। त्यो तालिमहरु चाहिँ प्रयोग भएको छ कि छैन भनेर अनुगमन पनि गर्नु पर्यो।
जनतालाई चाहिँ प्रविधिसँग सम्बन्धित ज्ञानहरु मार्ने ट्रेनिङहरु विभिन्न किसिमका ट्रेनिङहरु दिने
सेवा गराई अर्थात चाहिँ कर्मचारीहरु सामाजिक सञ्जालहरु सँग पनि एकदमै जोडिदा एकदमै राम्रो हुन्छ।
नेपाल सरकार मातहतका कर्मचारी साथीहरु सरहरु हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरुलाई चाहिँ त्यही प्रविधिको बारेमा एकदमै जानकार पनि गराउनु पर्यो।
एउटै कोठाबाट एकमुष्ट सबै काम सम्पन्न भएर हिँड्न सक्यो भने प्रविधि मैती पनि हुन्छ र सेवाग्राहीहरूले सुविधा पनि पाउँछन्।
घरैबाट तिर्न सक्ने नि सुविधाहरु हुन्छ त्यस्तो बनाए राम्रो हुन्थ्यो।
मेन कुरा सरकारकै नीतिमा ध्यान दिनुपर्छ।
कोठा ठाउँमा यो ठाउँमा उ ठाउँमा गएर गर्न भन्दा एउटै व्यक्तिबाट एउटै ठाउँबाट काम सम्पन्न गर्नको लागि प्रविधि युज गर्न चाहिँ हामीलाई जरुरी छ।
सरकारी सेवालाई प्रविधि मैत्री बनाउन त सरकारले नै गर्नुपर्छ।
स्थानीय तहको समन्वयनमा प्रदेश सरकार र संघीय सरकारले चाहिँ आवश्यक सामग्रीहरु चाहिँ उपलब्ध बनाउनु पर्छ।
सरकारले चाहिँ आईटी विज्ञहरुसँग समन्वय गरेर टेन्डर खुलाएर यो काम गरो भन्देखि तपाईको भन्नुहुन्छ नि यो 10 दिन भित्रमा यो गर्न सक्ने काम हो।
जनताको जति पनि कामहरु छ हैन ती सबै कुराहरु चाहिँ अब प्रविधिमा आउनु पर्यो। अनलाइन सिस्टमबाट घरैमा बसेर उसले चाहिँ आफ्नो कागजहरु हेर्न सकोस्।
एप चाहिँ एउटा बनायो भने आफूले घर बसी त्यो कुराहरुलाई सदुपयोग गर्न त्यो समयलाई सदुपयोग गर्न सक्यो।
And now, before we wrap up, here's a look into the top stories one more time. Dispute between the Nepal Electricity Authority and industries regarding payment of due fees likely to be resolved. Arrangement introduced for payment in up to 60 installments. Dialogue between the youth held at the Juvenile Correctional Facility in Novasta, Bakia and Home Administration positive. Authority prepared to provide basic facilities. At least 13 have been killed in the powerful earthquake in Japan. Thousands living in coastal areas spent the night in evacuation centers. And Mohamed Salah scores twice as Liverpool break down Newcastle United 4-2 to open a 3-point lead at the top of the English Premier League table. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin airs at 6 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Have a beautiful day ahead.